Hi, I'm Chef Pete Loren, and welcome to my kitchen in good health with McLaren Macomb. From Thanksgiving to New Year's, it seems we're constantly going to dinners, parties, or maybe even hosting one of our own. All the while eating all of those heavy and sweet dishes that we just know sooner or later are going to catch up with us. Today, we'll be showing you some very easy things you can do right in your own kitchen to help lighten up some of those holiday favorites. Let's start with one of my favorites. My first tip is to avoid the fat altogether. How? Well, I use reductions and chopped vegetables. Sounds simple, huh? It is. Here's what you can do. Now, I have here a rotisserie chicken, the one you can buy in every grocery store, and I've taken the bones off of the meat. Okay, so I have here one full chicken's worth of bones. Now, this could also be done with a turkey. And I've added the bones and all that gelatin you get in the bottom right to my pot, and I'm going to add a quart or two of water. Now, you're going to cook this for a few hours. If you want to, you can also add some vegetables. I have some celery, carrots, and onions here. And we're going to put this on the stove and turn it on to a simmer here. And we're going to let that cook for an hour or two on very, very slow simmer and then strain it. After we strain it, I'm going to reduce it a little bit more. And what you're going to have is this. This is a beautiful, you can even see it has some body here now. It's a beautiful reduction. It just smells just like liquid chicken. It's so good. Now, how to thicken it? Well, you can just use it as what we call a jus right now, or you can thicken it not with a roux, with butter and flour. You don't want to do that. You can use right now arrowroot. Arrowroot is actually a gluten-free product, and it's the same as cornstarch, but I like it just a little bit better. I'm going to just mix a little bit of water in here. If you want to have your gravy a little bit lighter in color, you can use milk. And I'm going to add just a little bit here. And you can see already it's thickening up now. So I've got a nice thickened gravy that just is so great. A little salt and pepper you can add to that. Here's a great recipe to try. I have here about 3 pounds of sweet potatoes in here, or yams, and we've cut them into about 1.5 inch dice. That's all you got to do to start with. And you're going to cut these into approximately 1-inch pieces. And we're going to add approximately 1 to 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. That's up to you. One is you can get away with, 2, whatever you want to do, sneak a little extra in. Then you're going to use a little bit of oil, enough to create a glaze. And this glaze is going to really make it look kind of nice and caramelized in candies. Last, we're going to add some black pepper here and some salt. Stir this all up, make sure it all stays in the bowl. Toss it so you get a nice even coating here. And I have in front of me a glass casserole dish. And you can use a sheet pan if you like, but I'd recommend you use one that's non-stick, okay? So we've got this coated pretty well. We're going to put all of these into our roasting pan, and I've got my oven preset at about 400 degrees, just like this. We're going to place these in here, and we're going to stir these ever so often. It's going to take approximately 35 to 45 minutes in a 375 to 400 degree oven. And I've got some right now I want to show you. So I'm just going to place these in and pull out my ones that have been roasting. And this is exactly what they look like. Now you can see here we've got a little bit of caramelization. We don't have all that extra sauce, and they are just fork tender. Beautiful way to have sweet potatoes for your family meal. We're going to make a pumpkin pie now that's not really a pumpkin pie at all. It's a pumpkin custard. And it won't have the crust, which you don't need to have, and it's going to have a little bit less fat. So we're going to start by taking 2 cups or a 15-ounce can of regular canned pumpkin. Now, you don't want to use the pumpkin pie mix. It already has stuff in it. We're just going to use the canned pumpkin. So we've got that here. Next, not much sugar. Okay, we have here about between 1/2 and 3/4 of a cup. That's not a lot for a pumpkin pie. We're going to add about 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. Now, if you don't want to use pumpkin pie spice, you can use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of clove, and another 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. It does the same thing. We're going to dump that in. And lastly, because it's a custard, you need eggs, right? So we're going to put in 2 whole extra large eggs, just like this. Now, we're going to save a couple of steps here because we've got all of this stuff right now together, and we're going to mix this until it's well blended. So instead of using cream or milk, which has fat in it, we're going to use a no-fat evaporated milk right there. So you can find this in most supermarkets, and we're going to add this in in stages, kind of just drizzle it in until it's well blended. And that's it. It's a pretty simple recipe. Now, of course, you're going to put it into some kind of a custard cup, right? And this will make approximately 8 6-ounce portions. So a little pour here. I've got one of my large measurement cups. And now we're going to fill our cavities here. This is wonderful here. You could even take this particular dish, and after it's made into a custard, if you want to do a brulee, you can put some granulated sugar over the top of it once it's baked, and you can actually brown it with a blowtorch or put it back under your broiler. It's really beautiful. Nice finish to that. Here's one here that's oval. This is your traditional size right here. This is approximately 6 ounces, and this would make 8 of these. All right, so before we bake this, we want to put a little bit of water in here. So this will create some steam so that we won't have this burn on top or cook unevenly. I'm going to put, about 1/8 of an inch of water on the bottom of this pan, something between 1/8 and 1/4. And we're going to put this into a 325-degree oven. It can go a little higher or a little lower. It's all up to you. 325 is in that medium rare area. And we're going to put this right into the oven right now. And I'll take one out a little later and show what it came out like. Oh, they look delicious. Wish you could smell them again. So these look great. They're nice and firm. I've tested them. You'll sometimes see a little separation around the edge. That tells you they're done. Or you can also put a toothpick inside, and then you can just check for doneness, just like you would a cake. So I'm going to set these aside. And these are, again, the 6-ounce version right here. And these were a couple I made even earlier than that, so they're nice and firm. And I'm going to put a little garnishment on top. We're going to use a fat-free whipped topping. And you can find this in all the grocery stores. Give it a good shake and put a nice little dollop. You don't have to feel guilty about it whatsoever because you don't have any fat in it. And I like to put a little ginger snap on top. It's kind of holiday-ish, and that will finish the decoration. Isn't that beautiful? Your guests are going to love this. I hope you enjoyed these delicious recipes and tips, and I invite you to stop back in again soon. Until then, I'm Chef Pete Loren, Director of Culinary Development for Nino Salvaggio International Marketplace for In Good Health with McLaren Macomb. And here's to your good health. This is so good.
To view these recipes and more, visit mclaren.org/MacombBlog.